After working with countless traders from all over the world, I discovered that the reason why most traders struggle to earn a full-time income from Forex trading has nothing to do with their trading strategy, their psychology, or even their skill level. In fact, the real obstacle is something you've probably never even thought about. Because the truth is, you could have the best trading strategy in the world and you could execute it flawlessly with the precision of a sniper, but still struggle to make enough money from trading to either quit your job or change your life. Why? Well, it all comes down to an unavoidable mathematical reality which I like to call the capital barrier. To help you understand it better, imagine you're an absolute rockstar trader with a proven trading edge that consistently earns around 2% per month on average, which, by the way, is exceptional in the real trading world. It's sustainable, it's professional grade, and it compounds beautifully over time. But the problem is, if you're trading a $1,000 account and you're making that 2% monthly return each and every month, you'd only be making $20. $20, that's barely enough to cover your Netflix subscription and a cup of coffee. Now, let's say you grind for a whole year, compounding perfectly with zero drawdowns, which, let's be real, almost never happens. Even then, you're looking at maybe $250 to $300 in profits for the entire year. Now, I don't know about you, but that's surely not going to pay the rent, and it's not going to replace your income either. And it's definitely not going to give you the freedom you got into trading for in the first place. But wait, it gets even worse. Because here's what most traders do at this point. They start taking insane amounts of risk to try to grow their small trading accounts faster. They over-leverage, they take revenge trades, and they'll even abandon their proven trading strategy and start chasing big wins. And we all know how that story ends. They end up blowing their trading account and their dream dies with it. And they're back at square one, wondering why trading doesn't work. But here's the thing though, trading does work. The math just doesn't work when you're undercapitalized. Because let me show you the flip side. That same 2% monthly return on a $1 million account, well, that's $20,000 per month. Same strategy, same skill, same discipline, completely different life. $20,000 a month is a full-time income in many parts of the world. It's enough to quit your job, it's enough to travel the world, and it's even enough to finally have the freedom that trading promises. But here's the catch-22 that traps most traders. To make life-changing money through Forex trading, you need life-changing capital. And if you're anything like the rest of us, you probably don't have $1 million just sitting around waiting to be risked in the Forex markets. And if we're being honest, even if you did, would you really want to risk it all? Would you be able to sleep well at night knowing that one bad month, one unexpected market event, and one psychological mistake could just wipe out your entire life savings? Well, of course not. That's insane. So what are your options? Well, the traditional path says save up for years, work your job, put aside every spare dollar you earn, and maybe, just maybe, in 5, 10, maybe even 15 years, you'll have enough capital to trade for a living. But who wants to wait that long? And even then, you'd still be risking everything you've saved. This is the capital barrier, and for most traders, it's almost an impossible wall to climb. Unless you knew about a completely different path. A path where you don't need to risk your hard-earned life savings. A path where someone else provides the capital while you keep the majority of the profits you make. A path where you can go from zero to managing 6 or maybe even 7-figure trading accounts in a matter of weeks, not years. Well, I've got good news for you. That path does exist, and it's called prop firm trading. So, what exactly are prop firms? And why in the world should you care about them? Well, here's the simple explanation. Proprietary trading firms are companies that provide capital to skilled traders. They'll give you the money you need to trade, and in return, they'll take a cut of the profits you generate. Think of it like this. You're a talented trader who's got the skills to squeeze profits out of the markets, but the only problem is you don't have enough capital to earn life-changing profits through trading. On the other hand, prop firms do have the capital, but they need skilled traders to put it to work. It's the perfect partnership. But here's where it gets even better. You don't just walk in and ask for $100,000 to trade with. That would be crazy, right? How would they know that you can actually trade? Instead, they'll have you prove yourself through what's called an evaluation or a challenge. Here's how it typically works. You pay a small evaluation fee, usually somewhere between $100 to $1,000 depending on the account size you're going for, and in exchange for that, you'll get access to a demo account with simulated funds, let's say $100,000, and you're given a clear set of rules to follow. These rules usually include things like hit a specific profit target, typically between 8 to 10%, and don't exceed a certain daily or overall loss limit. If you can follow these rules and hit the profit target, you pass the evaluation. And once you pass, they'll give you a funded account with simulated capital to trade with. When you make profits on the funded account, you'll get to keep anywhere from 70 to 90% of the profits you make from it, depending on the prop firm and the account type. Now, let that sink in for a second. You risk only a couple $100s on an evaluation fee, and you get to keep the majority of the profits you make. Sounds too good to be true, right? I get it, that was my reaction at first too. But this business model actually makes perfect sense for the prop firm because they make a ton of money from the challenge fees of thousands of traders who fail. And they also get to keep some of the profits of the trades of the profitable traders they copy. On the other hand, for you as a trader, you get to trade with life-changing capital without risking a single penny of your hard-earned money. The only thing you ever risk is that tiny evaluation fee you pay. This is why prop firms are an absolute no-brainer for any serious trader who would like to earn a full-time income trading Forex but doesn't have the capital to make it happen on their own. If you were forced to go down the traditional path, you'd have to save up hundreds of thousands of dollars over several years or risk a huge chunk of your life savings just to make a decent return from trading. And because it's your hard-earned money on the line, every trade would start to feel personal. You'd get emotionally attached to your account balance, and as a result of this, every losing trade would hurt way more than it should. That pressure will build up over time, and before you know it, trading would start to feel stressful instead of enjoyable. And if your trading capital isn't substantial enough, your profit potential is going to be capped. In situations like this, the only way to make more money would be to over-leverage and take bigger risks. And more often than not, taking bigger risks would usually lead right back to even more stress and emotional swings. After a while, all that pressure would wear you down, not just mentally but physically too. The sleepless nights, the anxiety before every trade, and the emotional roller coaster of watching your trading account's balance rise and fall could take a huge toll on your health. You'd probably start feeling tired, frustrated, and constantly on edge every time you hit that buy or sell button. And that's all because risking your hard-earned money will put you under a ton of financial pressure, which will make it almost impossible to focus on what really matters, which is executing your edge with precision and letting the probabilities work in your favor. Before you know it, trading would stop being fun and exciting, and it would start to feel like a burden that drains your energy, confidence, and even your health. But the good news is, it doesn't have to be that way. Instead of spending years trying to grow a small account or risking a huge chunk of your life savings, you can get funded with tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, all while keeping your hard-earned money safe and sound. With the prop firm path, you'll finally be free to trade the way you're supposed to without the emotional baggage that comes from trading your own hard-earned money since your life savings isn't hanging in the balance. Instead of worrying about how much capital you can afford to lose, your risk would just be limited to the small fee you had to pay to take the evaluation. If you're able to prove to the prop firm that you can trade responsibly and consistently, you'll get funded. It's really that simple.
Here's a quick question for you. How serious are you about leveling up your trading game and becoming one of those consistently profitable Forex traders who are able to squeeze profits out of the Forex markets like a broken ATM machine? Well, if you're ready to stop spinning your wheels, guessing your way through trades, and finally cracking the code to earning consistent profits through Forex trading, then I've got something you're absolutely going to love. And guess what? It's absolutely free. I've spent months putting together a profitable Forex trading crash course, which is designed to help you go from being a struggling trader to becoming a consistently profitable Forex trader in a step-by-step manner. By the end of the course, you'll know exactly what you'll need to start and stop doing in order to join the ranks of the lucky few consistently profitable Forex traders who are able to squeeze profits out of the spot Forex market like a broken ATM machine. So what are you waiting for? Head on over to www.fxmindtricksacademy.com/blueprint to get free instant access to the crash course. It's time to start trading smarter, not harder, and finally achieve the results you've been working so hard for. Don't let this rare opportunity pass you by. Take action today and watch your trading game transform for the better. See you on the other side.
Once you're given access to a funded account, every time you make a profit, you'll get to keep up to 80% of it. That means when you earn $5,000 in a month, $4,000 goes straight to you without you ever having to put your own hard-earned money on the line. And the best part is, most prop firms even allow you to scale up your capital as you keep performing, meaning you can eventually manage multiple six-figure accounts and grow your profit payouts to levels that would have taken years or even decades to reach on your own. All while keeping your personal risk limited to that tiny evaluation fee, which most prop firms will even refund once you get your first payout. Imagine having 5 or maybe even 10 funded accounts with different prop firms, or getting scaled up to trade even larger funded accounts as you prove your trading skills and consistency to them. Suddenly, you'll be making $10, $20, or maybe even $30,000 per month in trading income without risking your life savings, without spending years saving up trading capital, and without the emotional torture of trading your own money. This is why prop firms have exploded in popularity over the past few years. No more sleepless nights, no more emotional roller coasters, and no more fear of losing your life savings. Just pure focus trading where your only job is to execute your edge like a professional trader and let your skills do the work. That's the beauty of the prop firm path. Limited personal risk and unlimited upside potential.